Allow me to pose to you the following question. What do you do when you begin doing something, but it turns out that you don't enjoy what it is that you begun doing? For most people, they discipline themselves into finishing what they started. Some do this because they started doing something in the first place which was important, and whilst the process of finishing your objective becomes tiring, they know that they need to finish what they started doing because they know that it is too important for them to quit and stop, and they also know that when they finish, they will be proud of their achievement. Here we acknowledge a problem that I've been encountering since I begun making Maxed. I present to you the Rune Dragon Paradox. Back in episode 2, I explained that it was my intent to create a Rune Dragon alt, an account which can be used semi-AFK on the side to create coins at a rate of around 2 mil per hour, whilst I played on my main account Vizela and my free-to-play only account Exule. As this series has progressed, I have featured the process in which I have trained this account on the side whilst trying to maintain my activities on my other accounts, with the end product being that I would have one of the best available accounts in the game to generate more wealth so that I could afford my buyables for my main and my free-to-play account. The benefits of having this type of account available to me speaks for themselves, as the majority of the top 25 players in the game own at least one of these accounts whilst they grind out experience on their mains. I have spoken at length of the past few episodes about why it is necessary for me to own a Rune Dragon alt. I need to finish training Repure if I'm going to complete my objectives on RuneScape. The problem that I've been facing since episode 2 is that I really, and I can't stress it enough how badly I have disliked training this account. It isn't the skilling that I mind, and I've had the GP to afford getting its skills for a long time. My problem is questing. I really hate questing. There are some quests that I don't mind doing, and I even know a few off by heart because I've done them so many times while I was playing Deadman mode, but it's the sheer quantity of the quests that I have to complete which has created this paradox where I know that I need to finish training Repure and have the Rune Dragon alt. I need to finish getting 99 ore on Vizela and Exule, but at the same time I sincerely do not want to continue questing on this account. As a result of all this, I have essentially been stuck, and as a result of being so lethargic about finishing my Rune Dragon alt, it has also affected the progress that I've been making on Vizela and Exule. You see, I thought by now I would have the account finished. In terms of development, a very good and dedicated player can have a Rune Dragon alt completed inside of just 2 weeks, particularly if that player was already rich before they begun training the account, and so they could afford all the best skilling methods available in the game. As such, since I created episode 2 all the way through to this episode of episode 10, I have completed just about every AFKable skill in the game as I attempt to finish the account, and it still isn't finished. Over the past 5 weeks I have got Repure up to 153 quest points. That's 22 quest points shy of meeting the requirements for finishing Recipe for Disaster, and 47 shy of the requirements necessary for Dragon Slayer 2. I have completed all the sub-quests for both Recipe for Disaster and Dragon Slayer 2, but I still have to complete the other quests to reach the grand total of 200 quest points to finishing the questing portion of the account. I have tried spending in excess of 10 hours a day to get the 200 quest points total while simultaneously keeping both Vizela and Exule active, but this has also presented another problem as well. You see, I have found it extremely difficult to keep Vizela and Exule active whilst trying to grind out quests on Repure. When I was AFKing Repure's melee stats, this wasn't so much of an issue, but in the past 5 weeks, with Repure's melees meeting the requirements to kill a Rune Dragon complete, has meant that I have at times found myself not playing all 3 accounts, with my focus turning to playing just one of them so I wouldn't be distracted by the other 2. During these moments when I was neglecting my 2 other accounts, I achieved 99 fire making on Vizela. I did this at the Winter Toad in an attempt to semi-AFK the grind up to 99 whilst playing on either Exule or Repure, but this turned out to be too difficult as the Winter Toad kept damaging me, so I had to keep my attention on Vizela. From all the supply drops that I received from the Winter Toad, I made about 6.4 mil. With the Rune Dragon paradox that I was experiencing barring me from finishing the requirements of Dragon Slayer 2 in the way, I turned my attention to another side goal that I had on Repure. At around the time of episode 2's creation, I knew that it would take me far longer than the minimum of 2 weeks to get Repure to Rune Dragons, so I made the side goal of achieving 77 Slayer. This allowed me to unlock brutal black dragons. These are inferior to Rune Dragons due to their drop tables not even being comparable, but BBDs are still a decent moneymaker, and having them available to range on the side during the moments where I simply did not want to play Repure happens to be a great way of passing the time. During my winter toad grind on Vizela, they were particularly profitable as one day, as for the first time ever on RuneScape, I finally got a draconic Visage drop. Something that I remember chasing a lot back in the day when I was a kid, in the days when a Dragonfire shield was 25 mil. For now, I am content with having a pure at Brutal Black Dragons. They aren't as good as Rune Dragons, but they are decent and they will have to do for the moment. It is still my intent to finish the requirements for Dragon Slayer 2 and unlock access to Lifkren to kill them, but after 5 weeks of being in a rut, I have put this goal on hold, just for the sake of my max grind. We've just entered April, and the truth is that with the remaining skills I have left to complete on Vizela, I should have gotten 99 wall back in March. Yet the only fast skill that I managed to finish in that time was fire making. I haven't been good enough and I have fallen behind on the schedule, as by now I wanted to move on to my other accounts. I have to admit that I am bored of the main game, and I have been itching to start my hardcore Iron Man since January. I am ready to move on from Vizela, but I don't want to just give up the account with less than 100 total levels left to go before reaching the 227 total level. As such, yesterday I spent the day completing the hard diary for the Western Provinces. This unlocked entry to the secluded Red Chinchompa Hunter area, which is the best place in the game to train Hunter skill for profit. I found killing Zora in particular a real challenge, but fun challenge to complete, as I have never done the boss before, and I know that it is a boss that I'm going to have to learn to kill efficiently one day when I move on to Iron Man modes. As for Chompy bird hunting, I found this activity to be boring, but managed to get 300 kills to finish the hard diary off. I've completed all the elite tasks for the Western Provinces except for the 1000 Chompy kills I need to get, but this isn't something that I need to finish, as it isn't necessary for my Matscape, and isn't something that I want to put the time into at the moment. In the north of Gillinor exists the most dangerous area of the game, the Wilderness. It's a place where thousands of players die every day, and among the dead lay hundreds of hardcore Iron Man who dared tempt fate and risk their status to the whims of dreaded player killers and dangerous bosses that only exist out here in the wilderness. It is a place where no hardcore Iron Man is supposed to go, but there is one who dares call the wilderness her home.